Good morning. It's BS with Becca. It's not what you're thinking. Today, BS means be silly. So here you go. I'm going to punish you with a bunch of silliness today. I'm tired of being serious. I'm tired of thinking about how serious our problems are these days. So today, we're just going to be lighthearted and have fun. And I encourage you to also be silly as well. In fact, if you have any really good jokes, put them in the comments later. So for me, so that I can also have a good laugh today. But I want to start with actually not a joke per se, but a very fun poem. I'm going to read to you from this book, When We Were Very Young by A. Milne. This is actually the book that my own parents read to me from when I was a child. So it's very fun to open up the very familiar pages. And it's a wonderful way to sort of escape the seriousness of these times and go back to a easier age. Okay, so the poem I want to read for you is Before Tea. Emmeline has not been seen for more than a week. She slipped between the two tall trees at the end of the green. We all went after her. Emmeline, Emmeline, I didn't mean, I only said that your hands weren't clean. We went to the trees at the end of the green, but Emmeline was not to be seen. Emmeline came slipping between the two tall trees at the end of the green. We all ran up to her. Emmeline, where have you been? Where have you been? Why, it's more than a week. And Emmeline said, Sillies, I went and saw the Queen. She said, my hands are perfectly clean. Please note, perfectly is spelled P-U-R-F-I-C-K-L-Y. There's little Emmeline with her perfectly clean hands. So obviously you can tell why I picked that out. A good poem for these days. And I hope all of your hands are perfectly clean. And so now I'm just going to tell you, we're going to take silliness to the max. Here are just a few totally silly jokes. And I'm sorry if they're painful. Some of them are. All right. Have you ever thought about the fact you don't really wash your hands? They actually wash each other while you stand there and watch. And these days, sing happy birthday twice. Yeah, my friends invited me to a hair washing party on Zoom this week, and I don't have any excuse not to go. But I'm bummed. It's hard without an audience. Okay, here's one that maybe hits a little too close to home. What city has the largest amount of dirty laundry? Washington. Here's a little bit better. A young boy about 8 years old. He was at the corner mom and pop grocery store, and he was picking out a pretty big sized box of laundry detergent. The grocer walked over and, trying to be friendly, asked the little boy, he's social distancing, of course, asked the boy if he had a lot of laundry to do. Oh, no laundry, the boy said. I'm going to wash my frog. You shouldn't use this to wash your frog. It's very powerful, and if you wash your frog in this, he's going to get sick. In fact, it might kill him. But the boy was determined, so he took the detergent to the counter. He paid for it, even as the grocer is still trying to talk him out of washing his frog, while still staying 6 feet away. About a week later, the boy was back in the store to buy some candy. The grocer asked the boy how his frog was doing. Oh, he died, the boy said. The grocer, trying not to be an I told you so, said, oh, I'm sorry that frog died, but I was trying to tell you not to use that detergent on your frog. Oh, it wasn't the detergent that killed him. Oh, said the grocer, what was it? Oh, it was the spin cycle. Sorry, it's the best I could do, would not tell you a totally dirty joke. Now, here's a nice one, though, and then I swear I'll stop. A young couple moved into a neighborhood. One morning, while they were eating breakfast, the young woman sees that her neighbor is hanging laundry outside. That laundry is not very clean, she says. She doesn't know how to wash her clothes correctly. Perhaps she needs to buy better laundry soap. There's a little kid I know that she could talk to. Her husband looked on but remained silent. Every time the neighbor would hang out the laundry to dry, the young woman would make the same comments. About a month later, the woman was surprised to see clean wash on the line, and she said to her husband, look, she's finally learned how to wash correctly. I wonder what happened. The husband said, I got up this morning and cleaned our windows. Ta-da! All right, sorry. I realize none of those were very good, but jokes about washing hands, they're few and far between, and a lot of them are not ones I could tell in public. So to still stay in the poetry mode, and once again by A. A. Milne, this is called The Invaders, and I like this. This is my father's favorite poem, so I hope I can get through it without crying, but I think it's perfect for what we have here today. It's called, I'll show you the picture. It's called The Invaders, so you see why I think it's a good one for today. In careless patches through the wood, the clumps of yellow primrose stood, and sheets of white anemones, like driven snow against the trees, had covered up the violet, but left the bluebell bluer yet. Along the narrow carpet ride with primroses on either side, beneath their shadows in the sun, the cows came slowly, one by one, breathing the early morning air and leaving it still sweeter there. And one by one, intent upon their purposes, they followed on in ordered silence and were gone. But all the little wood was still, as if it waited so until some blackbird on an outpost yew, watching the slow procession through, lifted his yellow beak at last to whistle that the line had passed. Then all the wood began to sing its morning anthem to the spring. I remind you to be silly. That's the best BS you could do today. Be silly, have fun, tell jokes. Remember that nothing is so serious that we can't laugh. In fact, if we don't laugh, it'll be even more serious. So be silly today. If, like I said, if you have a good joke to share with me, a better one than the ones I just told that I could tell next time, please put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on BS with Becca.